Hello there, lovely people. Welcome back to the Health Insights channel, or if you're new here, a very warm welcome to you. You know, sometimes I find myself reaching for that jar of pickles on the top shelf, or maybe trying to lift that bag of potting soil in the garden shed, and, well, it just feels a little harder than it used to. Does that sound familiar? Maybe you've noticed that climbing the stairs leaves you a bit more breathless, or perhaps getting up from a comfy chair takes just a little more effort these days. It's easy to just shrug it off and say, well, I'm just getting older. But what if I told you that feeling of losing a bit of your oomph, that gradual decrease in strength, isn't something we just have to accept? So often that feeling is linked to something called sarcopenia, and that's just a fancy word for the natural loss of muscle mass and strength that tends to happen as we age. It can start subtly, often sneaking up on us without us really noticing until we struggle with those everyday tasks. But here's the really important part. It's not inevitable and it's certainly not irreversible. Losing muscle doesn't just affect our strength for lifting things, it impacts our balance, making us more prone to falls. It affects our metabolism, how our body uses energy. It influences our overall vitality and our ability to stay independent and active, doing the things we love. Think about it, strong muscles support our bones, help us move with confidence, and even play a role in keeping our blood sugar levels stable. They are truly fundamental to our health span, not just our lifespan. So, protecting and even rebuilding our muscle mass as we get older isn't about vanity, it's about maintaining our quality of life, our energy, and our independence for years to come. And the exciting news? We have some incredibly powerful tools right in our kitchens that can help us fight back against muscle loss. Nature has provided us with some amazing foods that act like natural builders, helping our bodies repair and strengthen those precious muscles. Forget expensive supplements with questionable ingredients or complicated diets. Today we're going to talk about 5 simple, natural, and delicious foods that can help rebuild muscle like almost nothing else. These are foods you can easily find, easily prepare, and easily incorporate into your daily routine starting today. We're going to explore why they work and give you practical tips on how to enjoy them. Ready to feel stronger and more energetic? Fantastic. So, where do we begin on this journey to reclaiming our strength? Let's start with a true breakfast champion, something many of us might already have tucked away in our pantry, perhaps without realizing its full muscle-boosting potential. I'm talking about good old-fashioned oats. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, oats? Aren't they just, well, porridge? Something warm and comforting on a chilly morning? Absolutely. But they are so much more than that. Oats are a nutritional powerhouse, especially when it comes to supporting muscle health as we age. Why are they so effective? Well, first off, oats provide us with high-quality complex carbohydrates. Now, don't let the word carbs scare you. These aren't the sugary, refined carbs that give you a quick spike and then a crash. Complex carbs, like the ones in oats, are digested slowly. This means they provide a steady, sustained release of energy throughout the morning, or whenever you eat them. Why is this important for muscles? Our muscles need energy to function, to move, and crucially to repair and rebuild themselves, especially after any kind of activity, even just walking around the house or doing chores. That slow-burning fuel from oats helps power these processes effectively, preventing our body from breaking down muscle tissue for energy. But oats offer more than just great energy. They are also a surprisingly good source of plant-based protein compared to many other grains. Remember, protein is made up of amino acids, which are the essential building blocks our bodies use to repair and build muscle tissue. Every time we move, we create tiny microtears in our muscles. Protein provides the necessary materials to patch these up and make the muscle stronger over time. While oats alone might not meet all your protein needs, they contribute significantly, especially when combined with other protein sources throughout the day. Maybe some nuts or seeds sprinkled on top. We'll get to that. There's another star player in oats, a type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. You might have heard about beta-glucan being good for heart health because it can help lower cholesterol. That's absolutely true. But healthy blood flow and good cardiovascular health are also vital for muscle function. Our muscles need a good supply of oxygen and nutrients, delivered via our bloodstream, to work efficiently and recover properly. So, by supporting heart health, the beta-glucan in oats indirectly supports our muscles too. Plus, fiber keeps our digestive system happy, which is crucial for absorbing all the wonderful nutrients from our food, including those needed for muscle building. And let's not forget the micronutrients. Oats are packed with important vitamins and minerals like magnesium, iron, and zinc. Magnesium plays a direct role in muscle contraction and relaxation, as well as energy production. If you ever experience muscle cramps, low magnesium could be a factor. Iron is essential for carrying oxygen in the blood to our muscles, keeping them energized and preventing fatigue. Zinc is involved in protein synthesis, that muscle-building process we talked about. So you see, that humble bowl of oats is doing a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes. Now the practical side. How can we easily get more of this muscle-friendly food into our lives? The beauty of oats is their versatility. Of course, there's classic porridge or oatmeal. Opt for steel-cut or rolled oats over instant varieties whenever possible. Steel-cut oats are the least processed and retain the most nutrients and fiber, providing that slow energy release we want. They take longer to cook, but you can make a batch ahead of time and reheat it through the week. Rolled oats are a great compromise, quicker to cook than steel-cut but still packed with goodness. Instant oats often have added sugar and are processed more heavily, leading to a quicker blood sugar spike, which isn't ideal. Always check the label for added sugars. But don't just stop at plain porridge. That's where the fun begins. Think of your oatmeal as a blank canvas. You can boost its muscle-building power even further by adding chopped nuts like almonds or walnuts for extra protein, healthy fats, and crunch. Sprinkle on some seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, or even better, flax seeds. Hint hint, we might talk more about those later. Add fresh or frozen berries for antioxidants and vitamins. A dollop of Greek yogurt can add a creamy texture and a significant protein boost. Maybe a drizzle of honey or maple syrup for sweetness, but use it sparingly. And who says oats have to be sweet? Have you ever tried savory oatmeal? Cook your oats with broth instead of water or milk. Stir in some spinach or kale until wilted. Perhaps add a poached egg on top, or some sautéed mushrooms and onions. It makes a wonderfully satisfying and nutritious lunch or even a light dinner. You can also add oats to smoothies for extra thickness and sustained energy, blend them into flour for baking healthier muffins or pancakes, or use them as a binder in homemade veggie burgers or meatloaf instead of breadcrumbs. The key is consistency. Making oats a regular part of your routine, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, can really start to make a difference in your energy levels and support your body's natural muscle maintenance and rebuilding processes. Imagine starting your day knowing you've given your body that steady fuel and those essential building blocks. It sets a positive tone, doesn't it? It's a simple, affordable, and delicious way to invest in your strength and vitality. It's truly amazing how something so wonderfully simple, so familiar, can pack such a powerful punch when it comes to keeping us strong and active. Just making that small change, perhaps swapping out a sugary cereal or a plain piece of toast for a hearty bowl of oats a few times a week, can lay a fantastic foundation for better muscle health. But oats, as fantastic as they are just the first step on our journey today. They provide that crucial energy and protein base. However, there's another food, one you might walk past in the produce aisle without giving it a second thought, that offers a different but equally important set of benefits for our muscles, particularly when it comes to keeping them functioning smoothly and reducing the kind of background inflammation that can hinder repair. I'm talking about a wonderful leafy green vegetable that's a staple in Asian cuisine but deserves a much bigger spotlight on all our plates. Bok choy. Maybe you've seen it in the supermarket. Those lovely clusters with crisp white stems and dark green leaves. It's sometimes called Chinese cabbage, but it has a milder, slightly sweeter flavor than the round cabbages we might be more familiar with. And let me tell you, this humble vegetable is packed with goodness that directly benefits our muscles and overall well-being as we age. So, how does bok choy help us stay strong? Well, first, it's incredibly nutrient-dense. This means it gives us a huge bang for our buck in terms of vitamins and minerals without adding a lot of calories. One of its star players is vitamin K. We often associate vitamin K with blood clotting, which is vital, but it also plays a crucial role in bone health. Strong bones are the framework our muscles attach to and work with. You can't have strong, functional muscles without a sturdy skeletal structure supporting them. Vitamin K helps direct calcium to our bones, keeping them dense and resilient. There's also emerging research suggesting vitamin K might have a more direct role in muscle health itself, possibly related to how our muscles use calcium, which is essential for every single muscle contraction, from blinking your eyes to lifting a grocery bag. And speaking of calcium, bok choy is a fantastic non-dairy source of this mineral. Many of us worry about getting enough calcium, especially if dairy doesn't agree with us. Including leafy greens like bok choy is a wonderful way to top up our levels. Calcium, as I just mentioned, is absolutely critical for making our muscles contract properly. Every movement relies on calcium signals within our muscle cells. But perhaps one of the most significant benefits of bok choy for seniors aiming to rebuild muscle lies in its powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Remember how I mentioned that nagging background inflammation can hinder muscle repair? Our bodies naturally experience some level of inflammation, and it actually plays a role in the initial stages of muscle repair after exertion. However, chronic, low-grade inflammation, which can become more common as we age due to various factors, can actually impede the rebuilding process. It can make muscles feel sore for longer and slow down recovery. Bok choy is rich in antioxidants, including vitamin C and beta-carotene, which our body converts to vitamin A, as well as unique compounds called glucosinolates. These substances work together to help neutralize harmful free radicals and dampen down that excessive inflammatory response in the body. By creating a less inflammatory internal environment, we give our muscles a better chance to heal, repair, and grow stronger. Think of it as clearing away the debris so the builders, the protein and nutrients, can do their job effectively. Plus, like most vegetables, bok choy has a high water content, contributing to our overall hydration, which is essential for every bodily function, including muscle cell health. Now, how do we bring this wonderful vegetable into our kitchens? It's surprisingly easy. You can find baby bok choy, which is tender and can often be cooked whole or halved, or larger heads where you might want to separate the stems and leaves as they cook at slightly different rates. Always give it a good wash, especially around the base where grit can hide. The quickest and perhaps most popular way to cook bok choy is a simple stir-fry. Heat a little healthy oil, like avocado or sesame oil, in a wok or large pan, add some minced garlic and perhaps a little grated ginger, toss in the chopped bok choy, stems first for a minute, then the leaves. Stir-fry for just a few minutes until the stems are crisp tender and the leaves are wilted. A splash of low-sodium soy sauce or tamari at the end, maybe a tiny drizzle of sesame oil for flavor, and you have a delicious, nutritious side dish in under 10 minutes. It pairs beautifully with chicken, fish, tofu, or even just alongside some brown rice. But don't stop there. Bok choy is lovely when steamed until tender and drizzled with a simple sauce. You can chop it up and add it to soups or stews during the last few minutes of cooking. It adds a lovely freshness. You can even cut larger heads lengthwise, brush them with a little oil, and roast them in the oven until slightly caramelized and tender. If you haven't cooked with bok choy before, I really encourage you to give it a try. Its mild flavor makes it very versatile, and its health benefits, particularly for reducing inflammation and providing those key minerals like calcium and vitamin K, make it a fantastic addition to our muscle-supporting diet. It works beautifully alongside the energy-providing oats we already discussed. So, we have our energy source covered with oats, and we have a fantastic anti-inflammatory, mineral-rich green in bok choy. What else can we add to our muscle-building toolkit? Let's turn our attention to something tiny but incredibly mighty: flaxseed. These little seeds, often golden or brown, are absolute nutritional giants. You might have heard them mentioned in relation to heart health or digestion, and they are brilliant for both, but their unique properties make them exceptionally valuable for maintaining and rebuilding muscle mass as well. What makes flaxseed so special? One of the key components is a type of fat called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. This is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Now, you've likely heard about the benefits of omega-3s, often associated with fatty fish. Omega-3s are renowned for their powerful anti-inflammatory effects throughout the body. Just like we discussed with bok choy, reducing chronic inflammation is key for optimal muscle recovery and growth. That background fire can really slow things down. By incorporating sources of omega-3s like flaxseed, we help to cool that inflammation, allowing our muscles to repair more efficiently after activity. Furthermore, some research suggests that omega-3 fatty acids might play a role in enhancing muscle protein synthesis, the actual process of building new muscle tissue. While more research is needed specifically on ALA's direct impact compared to the EPA and DHA found in fish oil, including this healthy fat is undoubtedly beneficial for the overall environment our muscles need to thrive. It contributes to cell membrane health, ensuring nutrients can get into muscle cells effectively. But flaxseed offers more than just healthy fats. It's one of the richest dietary sources of compounds called lignans. Lignans are potent antioxidants and also act as phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds that can have estrogen-like effects. Their antioxidant power adds another layer of defense against cellular damage and inflammation. The phytoestrogen aspect might also be beneficial, particularly for postmenopausal women, as estrogen plays a role in muscle maintenance, and its decline can contribute to muscle loss. Lignans may offer some gentle support in this area. And we can't forget the fiber. Flaxseed is packed with both soluble and insoluble fiber. We already touched on fiber with oats, but it's worth repeating. Fiber is crucial for digestive health. A healthy gut means we can properly absorb all the protein, vitamins, and minerals from our food needed for muscle repair. Fiber also helps regulate blood sugar levels, preventing those energy spikes and crashes, which supports sustained energy for muscle function and prevents the body from needing to break down muscle for fuel. Finally, like oats, flax seeds contribute a decent amount of plant-based protein to our diet, further adding to those essential muscle-building blocks. So, how do we actually eat these little powerhouses? This is really important. For our bodies to access all the wonderful nutrients inside, especially the ALA and lignans, flax seeds must be ground. If you eat them whole, they're likely to pass straight through your digestive system undigested. You'll miss out on all the benefits. You can buy pre-ground flaxseed, often called flax meal, or buy whole seeds and grind them yourself in a coffee grinder or blender. Grinding them fresh ensures maximum potency, but pre-ground is perfectly convenient. Once ground, the possibilities are endless. One of the easiest ways is to simply sprinkle a tablespoon or two onto your morning oatmeal. See how these foods start working together? Yogurt or cottage cheese. Blend it into smoothies. You won't even taste it, but you'll get all the goodness. You can stir it into soups or stews. It's also fantastic in baking. You can substitute some of the flour in recipes for muffins, breads, or pancakes with ground flaxseed to boost the nutritional value. You can even mix ground flaxseed with water to create a flax egg, a vegan egg replacer for baking. A couple of tips. Start with a smaller amount, maybe a teaspoon a day, and gradually increase to a tablespoon or two, as the high fiber content can take some getting used to for your digestive system. Also, because of the healthy fats, ground flaxseed can go rancid more quickly than whole seeds. It's best to store it in an airtight container in the refrigerator or even the freezer to keep it fresh. Flaxseed oil is another option for getting the ALA, but it doesn't contain the fiber or lignans, so ground seeds are generally the better all-around choice. If you do use the oil, use it cold in salad dressings or drizzled over food. Don't heat it. Adding ground flaxseed daily is such a simple habit, yet it provides those crucial anti-inflammatory omega-3s, antioxidants, fiber, and a protein boost that works synergistically to support muscle health. It's about creating that optimal internal environment where repair and rebuilding can happen effectively. We've covered energy, anti-inflammatory greens, and essential fatty acids. Now, let's think about something that can help with the actual recovery process, perhaps even making those muscles feel a little less sore after exertion, and aids in digesting all these wonderful nutrients we're taking in. And that brings us to a truly tropical delight, something that tastes like sunshine and vacation but packs a serious punch when it comes to helping our muscles recover and rebuild. I'm talking about pineapple. Yes, that sweet, tangy, juicy fruit. Beyond being incredibly delicious, pineapple contains a secret weapon, especially valuable for those of us looking to maintain or build muscle strength as we age. That weapon is an enzyme complex called bromelain. Bromelain is primarily found in the stem and juice of the pineapple, and it's really quite remarkable. Its main claim to fame in the context of muscle health is its potent anti-inflammatory and analgesic, pain-relieving, properties. Remember how we talked about inflammation getting in the way of muscle repair with bok choy and flaxseed? Well, bromelain tackles this head-on, but perhaps in a more targeted way related to activity. Think about those times you've maybe done a bit more gardening than usual, gone for a longer walk, or tried a new exercise class, and the next day or two your muscles feel stiff and sore. That's often referred to as delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. It's a natural response to unaccustomed exertion, caused by those tiny micro-tears in the muscle fibers we mentioned earlier, and the subsequent inflammation that occurs as the body starts the repair process. While some soreness is normal, excessive or prolonged soreness can be discouraging and might even make us hesitant to stay active consistently. This is where bromelain shines. Studies have suggested that bromelain can help reduce exercise-induced inflammation and muscle soreness. It seems to work by interfering with some of the chemical pathways involved in the inflammatory response. By potentially lessening the severity or duration of DOMS, pineapple, thanks to its bromelain content, could help us recover more comfortably and get back to our activities sooner, feeling less hindered. Consistent activity, even gentle activity, is absolutely key for signaling to our bodies that we need our muscles, prompting them to stay strong or even rebuild. If soreness keeps sidelining us, it breaks that consistency. So, enjoying some pineapple might be a delicious way to support that recovery process. But bromelain has another fascinating trick up its sleeve. It's a proteolytic enzyme. That means it helps break down protein molecules. Why is this good for muscles? Well, when we eat protein-rich foods, whether it's chicken, fish, beans, or even the protein found in our oats and flaxseed, our digestive system needs to break that protein down into its fundamental building blocks, the amino acids. It's these amino acids that our body then uses to repair the microtears in our muscles and build new muscle tissue. Bromelain essentially gives our digestive system a helping hand, assisting in the breakdown of dietary protein, potentially making those crucial amino acids more readily available for our muscles to utilize. So, pineapple not only helps manage the soreness after activity but might also help our bodies more efficiently use the protein we eat to rebuild from that activity. It's a fantastic double act. Beyond bromelain, pineapple offers other goodies too. It's loaded with vitamin C, another powerful antioxidant that combats cellular damage throughout the body. Vitamin C is also absolutely essential for the production of collagen. Collagen isn't muscle itself, but it's the main protein in our connective tissues, tendons and ligaments, which anchor our muscles to our bones and provide stability. Healthy connective tissue is vital for proper muscle function and injury prevention. Pineapple also provides a good dose of manganese, a mineral that plays a role in bone health, again supporting that crucial framework for our muscles, and is involved in protein and carbohydrate metabolism, ensuring our body can efficiently use the energy and building blocks we consume. And of course, being a fruit, it contributes to our hydration and provides natural carbohydrates for quick energy replenishment, which can be useful after physical activity. So, how can we best harness the power of pineapple? Fresh is usually best when it comes to maximizing bromelain content, as the heat used in canning can destroy or significantly reduce enzyme activity. Look for a pineapple that smells sweet at the base and has fresh green leaves. You can tell it's ripe if one of the center leaves pulls out easily. Cut it into chunks or rings and enjoy it as a refreshing snack. Frozen pineapple chunks are also a great option, especially for smoothies. They retain much of their nutritional value and make your smoothie wonderfully cold and thick. Add fresh pineapple chunks to your morning yogurt or cottage cheese, a lovely flavor combination and a nutrient boost. Toss it into fruit salads. Blend it into smoothies. It pairs wonderfully with greens like spinach, or even with our friends oats and flaxseed for a powerhouse breakfast or recovery drink. You can even try grilling pineapple slices briefly. While some bromelain might be lost to the heat, grilling brings out its natural sweetness and it makes a fantastic accompaniment to grilled chicken or fish, or even as a dessert. What about pineapple juice? While it contains bromelain, it often lacks the fiber of the whole fruit and can be very high in sugar, sometimes with added sugars too. It's generally better to eat the whole fruit to get the fiber and avoid the concentrated sugar load. Canned pineapple, especially if packed in heavy syrup, should also be approached with caution due to the added sugar and potential reduction in bromelain. If using canned, look for options packed in its own juice and give it a rinse. A little note, bromelain is quite potent. For most people, enjoying pineapple as part of a balanced diet is perfectly safe and beneficial. However, because of its effects on inflammation and potentially blood clotting, people taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin or certain antibiotics should check with their doctor before consuming large amounts of pineapple or taking bromelain supplements. Also, the acidity of pineapple can sometimes bother people with sensitive stomachs or acid reflux. As always, listen to your body. Incorporating fresh or frozen pineapple into our diet a few times a week, maybe particularly around times when we're a bit more active, can be a delicious strategy to aid muscle recovery, potentially reduce soreness, and help our bodies utilize the protein we eat more effectively. It fits so nicely with the energy from oats, the anti-inflammatory greens of bok choy, and the healthy fats and fiber from flaxseed. We've covered sustained energy, anti-inflammatory support from greens and fats, and now digestive and recovery aid from a tropical fruit. That leaves one major cornerstone of muscle building still to address directly and powerfully: getting enough high-quality protein, the absolute essential building blocks. While oats and flaxseed contribute, we need reliable, concentrated sources. And for those looking for plant-based options or just wanting to diversify their protein intake, there's one food that stands out as a true muscle-building champion. And that champion is the incredibly versatile and often underestimated soybean. Now, I know soy can sometimes be a topic of confusion or even controversy, with lots of conflicting information floating around. But let's clear the air and focus on what the science tells us about whole soy foods and their remarkable benefits for muscle health, especially as we get older. When it comes down to brass tacks, building and repairing muscle tissue requires one thing above all else: protein. Adequate protein intake is the cornerstone, the non-negotiable foundation. Think of it like building a brick wall. The oats provide the steady energy for the workers. The bok choy helps clear the construction site of inflammatory debris. The flaxseed provides essential materials for smooth operation. The pineapple helps the workers feel better and utilize supplies efficiently, but the soybeans provide the actual bricks. And not just any bricks, soybeans provide high-quality, complete protein. This is incredibly important. Proteins are made of amino acids, and there are 9 essential amino acids that our bodies cannot produce on their own. We must get them from our diet. Many plant-based foods are incomplete proteins, meaning they might be low in one or more of these essential amino acids. But soy is a powerhouse. It contains all 9 essential amino acids in good proportions, making its protein quality comparable to that of animal proteins like meat, eggs, and dairy. This means when you eat soy, you're giving your body the full toolkit of building blocks it needs to effectively synthesize muscle tissue. This is particularly crucial for us as we age. Our bodies can become somewhat less responsive to the muscle-building signals from protein compared to when we were younger, a phenomenon sometimes called anabolic resistance. This means that seniors often need to consume more protein, particularly high-quality protein, distributed throughout the day, just to achieve the same muscle-building effect as a younger person. Simply eating a small amount of protein here and there might not be enough to flip that muscle-building switch on. Including excellent protein sources like soy can help ensure we're meeting those elevated needs and providing that strong stimulus for muscle maintenance and growth. But the benefits of soy don't stop at its impressive protein profile. Soybeans are also packed with other beneficial compounds. They contain fiber, which, as we know, is great for digestion and blood sugar control. They offer healthy unsaturated fats, vitamins, and minerals like iron, potassium, and magnesium, all contributing to overall health and muscle function. Furthermore, soy is famous for its isoflavones, like genistein and daidzein. These are unique plant compounds that act as powerful antioxidants, adding yet another layer to the anti-inflammatory shield we've been building with foods like bok choy and flaxseed. Remember, keeping that chronic inflammation in check is vital for letting our muscles repair properly. These isoflavones might also offer other benefits, potentially supporting bone health and cardiovascular health, both incredibly important for staying active and strong. There's also discussion about their role as phytoestrogens, plant estrogens. While this area can seem complex, the consensus from decades of research is that consuming moderate amounts of whole soy foods, like the ones we'll discuss, is safe and does not cause hormonal imbalances in men or women. In fact, for some women navigating postmenopause, the gentle estrogen-like activity might even offer subtle benefits for muscle and bone maintenance, although more research is always ongoing. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the confusion around soy. Much of the negative press often stems from studies using highly processed soy isolates or massive doses of isolated isoflavones, not from eating whole soy foods as part of a balanced diet. When we talk about incorporating soy for muscle health, we're focusing on minimally processed forms like edamame, tofu, tempeh, and unsweetened soy milk. These foods have been staples in healthy diets around the world for centuries. Of course, if you have a specific soy allergy, you should avoid it. And if you have a pre-existing thyroid condition, it's always wise to chat with your doctor, as very high intakes might interfere with thyroid medication absorption. But moderate consumption is generally considered fine for most. Choosing organic or non-GMO soy is also an option if that's important to you. So, how do we easily bring these soy superstars into our meals? It's easier than you might think. Let's start with edamame. These are young green soybeans, often sold frozen either in the pod or already shelled. They are incredibly easy to prepare. Simply steam or boil them for a few minutes until tender. Enjoy them straight from the pod with a sprinkle of sea salt for a fantastic protein-packed snack that's fun to eat. Shelled edamame is wonderful tossed into salads, added to stir-fries, mixed into grain bowls, or blended into dips like hummus for an extra protein kick. Then there's tofu. Tofu, made from condensed soy milk pressed into solid blocks, is a culinary chameleon. It takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. Don't be put off if you've had bland tofu before. The secret is preparation. For firmer textures, choose firm or extra firm tofu and press it before using. You can do this by wrapping the block in paper towels or a clean cloth, placing it on a plate and putting something heavy on top, like a few books or cans, for about 30 minutes. This squeezes out excess water, allowing the tofu to absorb marinades better and achieve a much firmer, chewier texture when cooked. Pressed tofu is fantastic cubed and added to stir-fries, baked until golden, grilled on skewers, or crumbled into sauces as a ground meat substitute. Silken or soft tofu, on the other hand, has a smooth, creamy texture and is perfect for blending into smoothies, adding protein without altering the taste much, whipping into creamy sauces or dressings, or using in desserts like puddings or cheesecakes. A tofu scramble, seasoned with turmeric for color and nutritional yeast for a cheesy flavor, makes a brilliant high-protein breakfast alternative to eggs. Next up is tempeh. Tempeh is made from whole soybeans that have been fermented and pressed into a firm cake. It has a nuttier, earthier flavor than tofu and a much firmer, chewier texture. The fermentation process can make its nutrients even easier to digest and absorb, and it introduces beneficial probiotics for gut health. Tempeh is fantastic sliced and pan-fried until crispy, crumbled into chili or pasta sauces, marinated and baked, or added to hearty stews. And finally, soy milk. This is a widely available dairy milk alternative made from soybeans and water. It's a great way to easily add soy protein to your diet. Use it on your morning oats or cereal, add it to coffee or tea, blend it into smoothies, or use it in baking recipes that call for milk. Look for unsweetened varieties to avoid added sugars, and preferably choose brands fortified with calcium and vitamin D for extra bone-supporting benefits. See the versatility? You could start your day with soy milk on your oats, have a handful of edamame as a mid-morning snack, enjoy a tempeh salad sandwich for lunch, and have a delicious tofu and bok choy stir-fry for dinner. By incorporating these whole soy foods regularly, you are consistently supplying your body with that top-tier, complete protein it desperately needs to fight sarcopenia, repair tissue, and rebuild strength. Soybeans truly are a gift when it comes to plant-based protein power. They deliver those essential amino acid building blocks in abundance, along with anti-inflammatory isoflavones and other valuable nutrients, all wrapped up in versatile forms that can fit into any meal of the day. When you combine the muscle-building power of soy with the sustained energy from oats, the anti-inflammatory support from bok choy and flaxseed, and the recovery aid from pineapple, you create a powerful nutritional synergy working for your muscles, not against them. So we've journeyed through these 5 remarkable foods, each playing a unique and crucial role in the mission to rebuild and maintain our precious muscle mass as we navigate our senior years. From the energy providers to the anti-inflammatory agents, the recovery boosters, and the essential building blocks, you really are equipping your body with an incredible arsenal to combat muscle loss and promote strength and vitality. It's truly inspiring to realize that these simple, wholesome foods, readily available in our local shops, hold such profound power. Isn't it wonderful how they seem to work together? We talked about starting the day right, maybe with those wonderful oats providing that steady, slow-burning fuel our muscles crave, preventing that energy slump and giving our bodies the power needed for repair. Then we saw how incorporating something like vibrant bok choy helps to create a less inflammatory environment, like clearing the way for construction workers, while also providing crucial minerals like calcium and vitamin K for both muscle function and the bones they rely on. And those tiny but mighty flax seeds, when ground up, deliver those essential omega-3 fats that further fight inflammation, plus fiber and extra protein, a real multitasker working quietly in the background. Then, for recovery, we looked at the surprising power of pineapple, with its unique enzyme bromelain potentially helping to ease soreness after activity and even assisting our bodies in breaking down and utilizing the protein we eat more effectively. It's like having a natural recovery aid that tastes delicious. And finally, we landed on the cornerstone, ensuring we have enough high-quality building materials with complete protein sources like soybeans, in their various forms like tofu, tempeh, edamame, or soy milk, providing all those essential amino acids needed to actually build and repair the muscle tissue itself. It paints a beautiful picture, doesn't it? Each food plays its part, contributing unique benefits that complement the others, creating a synergistic effect that's far greater than just eating one of these foods in isolation. It's about building a supportive nutritional environment where your muscles have everything they need to thrive. Now, of course, giving your muscles the right fuel is a massive part of the equation, perhaps the most crucial part we can control daily through our choices. But it works best when combined with gently reminding those muscles that they are needed. Our bodies are incredibly efficient. If we don't use our muscles regularly, the body gets the signal that maybe they aren't essential, and it won't prioritize maintaining them. This doesn't mean you need to suddenly start training for a marathon. Not at all. It simply means incorporating regular movement into your day. That could be a brisk walk around the block, enjoying some time gardening, taking the stairs when possible, doing some gentle stretching or chair exercises, maybe joining a Tai Chi or yoga class. Whatever activity you enjoy and can do consistently makes a difference. Movement is the signal, and these wonderful foods provide the resources for your body to respond to that signal by strengthening up. But please don't feel overwhelmed by all this information. The goal here isn't to make you feel like you need to completely revolutionize your diet overnight or eat all 5 of these foods every single day. That's not realistic or necessary. It's about awareness and making small, sustainable changes. Maybe you could start by swapping your usual breakfast cereal for oatmeal topped with ground flaxseed 3 times a week. Or perhaps decide to try that bok choy stir-fry recipe once this week instead of your usual side dish. Maybe add some edamame to your salad or blend some silken tofu into your next smoothie. Pick one thing that resonates with you, something that feels achievable and even enjoyable, and start there. Small steps, taken consistently, add up to significant changes over time. It's far better to incorporate 1 or 2 of these foods regularly and stick with it than to try everything at once, feel overwhelmed, and give up. Progress, not perfection, is the name of the game. And always listen to your body. We are all individuals with unique needs, preferences, and digestive systems. If a particular food doesn't agree with you, don't force it. There are often alternatives. If you have any underlying health conditions, allergies, or are on specific medications, like the blood thinners we mentioned with pineapple, or regarding thyroid health and soy, it's always a wise idea to have a quick chat with your doctor or a registered dietitian before making significant changes to your diet. They can offer personalized advice tailored to your specific situation. But the overarching message here is one of hope and empowerment. Feeling stronger, having more energy, maintaining your independence. These are not just things to wish for as we age. They are things we can actively cultivate through mindful choices. Choosing to nourish your body with these kinds of powerful natural foods is a profound act of self-care. It's an investment in your future self, enabling you to keep doing the things you love, whether that's playing with your grandchildren, pursuing your hobbies, traveling, or simply moving through your day with greater ease and confidence. It's about adding life to your years, not just years to your life. Remember, you hold so much power in your hands and on your plate. These natural foods are tools readily available to help you build a stronger, more resilient you. Embrace them, experiment with them, find ways to enjoy them that fit into your life. I truly hope you found this discussion helpful and perhaps feel inspired to give some of these amazing foods a try, or maybe appreciate them in a new light if they're already part of your routine. I'd genuinely love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you already enjoy some of these foods? Do you have any favorite ways to prepare them? Or perhaps you have other tips for staying strong and energetic that you'd like to share with our wonderful community here. Sharing your wisdom and experiences helps everyone learn and grow together. And if you found value in our chat today, if it sparked an idea or offered some encouragement, please do give this video a little thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people who might benefit from this information. And of course, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We share regular tips and conversations focused on healthy, happy living, particularly for those of us navigating our vibrant senior years. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It's always a pleasure to connect and share. Remember, every small step you take towards nourishing your body is a step towards a stronger, healthier, and happier you. Here's to rebuilding, reclaiming, and rejoicing in your strength at any age. Take care, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.